Alright, what's up everybody? Dulp666 here, and I'm going to be doing something a little different today. As you can see, I have found quite a few different pumpkin beers this year, and I decided what better way to partake in them than all together, huh? We're going to give you guys a pumpkin beer review today. I think there's 10 different beers, and then I have one cider that I just decided to throw in. So anyways, first one we have here, we're going to get right into this, guys. Actually, I'm going to open that, but you guys know how we like to do it. I'm going to keep it real still. Just a little. Always tastes better, huh? After you partake in the stoniness first. Okay, so the first one we're going to do here is, I believe this is pronounced Winta Brewing Company. Where is this from? This is from Salt Lake City, Utah. This is a traditional pumpkin ale, and I'm going to start pretty much with all the traditional pumpkin ales and work my way up to the Imperials and then the weirder shit from there on, basically. So, yeah. I've got glasses back here as well, so you guys can see the color for all of them. The glasses are not all the same, my bad. I'm going to give this one a good little pour real quick. They're not necessarily beer glasses, I just wanted them small enough so that I could have them back here, you know. And I'm not going to drink all of these beers right now, so don't even think about it, guys. Okay, we're going to get that one back there. Alright, so I'm going to try Winta. So this one I've actually had before, and this one's pretty low on the pumpkin flavor, honestly. It doesn't really bear that much to me. This one's all like pumpkin pie spice and allspice and little bits of cinnamon. But for the most part, it's not the most pumpkin-y brew. It does have a nice color, though. It's got a nice amber color, and, you know, it's pretty good. Definitely not my go-to pumpkin ale, but I'm enjoying it, so cheers, guys. Not bad. Okay, gonna move along to this Saranac pumpkin ale. And I've had this before as well. I actually have like an old beer jar of this one somewhere from years ago. But exciting to try this one again. I haven't had it in years. I remember it being very good. Okay, so we got the pour. Get it back in there. Okay, so you guys can see this one's also got a very nice dark amber color. Most of them look like a Marzen like that, like a traditional Oktoberfest style beer. But this one I remember being a little better, so let's give it a try. See, that one's got much more of the actual pumpkin flavor in my opinion. The cinnamon's a little heavier on this one as well, but I feel like the spices are kind of left as an afternote on this one as well. Much more drinkable in my opinion. I love the color on that, it's wonderful. But yeah, Saranac has definitely got a great pumpkin ale. Definitely not my favorite still. I wasn't even able to find my favorite this year, so I hope that they're still making it somewhere, but I'm going to be tracking down some Buffalo Bills pumpkin ale next year, hopefully. But anyways, this Saranac is quite good. Compared to the Winta, I would say the Winta is like a 6 out of 10. This is more so like a 7.58 or so, I would say, for, you know, in regards to pumpkin, you know, themed or brewed beers. So there it is. Cheers, guys. It was really good. Okay. Alright, I've been drinking this next one for years as well. My boy Matthew Genetakis, his girlfriend Gianna just recommended that I try this, and it's been a while since I've had one, at least a couple years, so let's give it a try. This is the Shipyard from Portland, Maine brewery, and it is their Pumpkinhead pumpkin ale. This one I remember being very, very, very sweet, so let's give it a try, huh? I guess I'll pour way up here so you guys can see, huh? That's kind of a wild pour. It'll be alright. There we go. Put it back in there. And I'll finish these beers probably through the rest of the night. Be up pretty late. It's my day off. be up watching some flicks later, so we'll have some fun, watch some flicks, eat some popcorn. So this one is a slightly lighter color in my opinion, from what I can tell. It's very, very, very strong on the pumpkin flavor, but it's like a sweetened pumpkin. It's like, it's got to be oodles of sugar in this. For that reason, I don't remember myself being that big of a fan of this one compared to others, but it's a pumpkin ale, so I'm going to dig it anyway. So let's see what it's got. Yeah, this one tastes like a confectionery or something. It's so incredibly sweet. Bears a completely separate flavor profile from the previous two. It's much more sugar based in my opinion. It tastes much more rich. It's not thicker though in my opinion. And while it does, it pulls no punches with the pumpkin flavor. There's pretty much, in my opinion, just not quite enough cinnamon or other spices and stuff, nutmeg and whatnot, that's usually in these. It's all pumpkin and sugar as far as I can tell, and I like it. It's not bad. Also, not my go-to though. So, in comparison to the other ones, I would have to say that this one is like a 6.5, 7. I think it's just slightly better than the Winter as far as drinkability. It's just so sugary. Like I could only probably go for a few of these. Okay, cool. Moving along, guys. We have got the Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale, and it's a traditional pumpkin ale style, just like the last ones. So in glass here, a nice pour going on. I know it's kind of weird with these atypical glasses, but whatever, we're gonna make do just for the sake of having some fun and drinking some pumpkin beer. It's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so this one is back down in the darker side for the color. It's got more of a traditional sort of beer look to it. It's not quite as red or blood orangey looking in color. It's got a great head. This one is pretty bland on the aroma, so it's not a lot of clues. It doesn't smell very sweet. I've actually been drinking this one quite a bit recently. I found some other 6-packs of it recently at another gas station I've been going to, and I dig it well enough. Let's see what it's got in comparison to the others. Okay. Yeah, see, this one is easily the least pumpkin-y out of all of these 4 so far. There's not a whole lot going on here as far as pumpkin or spice. It's there, but it's so incredibly minute that I would say that people that are not, necessarily into the full-fledged pumpkin style beer, for the sake of drinking something festive or, seasonal with your friends in a social situation, this would probably be the route to go. It's not too far off from like your traditional amber or, lager, I would say, honestly. Like it says ale, but it tastes kind of lagery to me. It's definitely malty, but I think it's fairly smooth for what it is. And yeah, definitely the least pumpkin flavor and the least spice flavor, though, as far as I can see so far. So out of all of these, it is what it is. Drinkability, I still say it's really good. I would rate this like, I would probably say 6.57 as well. It's good. I think it's really good, but I'm rating in terms of like, is it pumpkin-y and is it drinkable, really? So it is what it is. It's good. I like it though. All right. We're gonna move along to an Elysian favorite of mine. Been drinking these hard this year. I've had quite a few of the pumpkin packs that you see back here this year. I've been finding a lot of them. Okay, this one is the Elysian Night Owl, and it is their traditional regular pumpkin ale, and this is quite good. I found this for the first time at a local liquor store down the street from my house here. just by chance, and they don't even carry it anymore each year. But I managed to find it elsewhere. Elysian's pretty much like the biggest brand out this way in my branch of Southern California that actually like puts pumpkin beer on the shelves. So cheers to Elysian, and cheers to their pumpkin beer festival that I believe they hold yearly. I'd love to go, so maybe one day. Anyways, this is a very, very, very dark colored ale. You can see that it's very thick. It is much thicker than the other ones, in my opinion. And when we give it a little smell, there's not a lot of clue to what's going to happen. Like some of these other ones are a lot more aromatic, and they bear less flavor. But in my opinion, this one is probably the best like available, like as far as accessibility goes. Like it's out there, and it's probably like the easiest, most tasty to drink. And yeah, I've just been getting down on it a lot. Let's see what it does right now in the moment against these other ones. Whew. Yeah, see, it doesn't punch you in the face with the pumpkin flavor. It kind of comes a second or two after. And then the spices are not overpowering. And it is a little thick, so you gotta take it a little easy on them. But this one, it's just so delicious, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of Elysian as is, so it goes without saying that I think that they've pretty much nailed this pumpkin ale recipe. And yeah, I would say that this is probably like 8.5, maybe a 9 for pumpkin beers in general. Like this is just an easygoing pumpkin beer. I think that most anybody could drink this and say, "Hey, that's not bad." So check it out. I would hope that you guys check out some of these. All right. Whew. It's gonna catch up with me, guys. Okay. I'm going to move on to the Imperial Ales, guys. These are much heavier versions of the traditional pumpkin ales. They are just stronger alcohol content-wise, and they are much stronger flavor-wise. It's just a slightly more concentrated form of a traditional pumpkin ale, in my opinion, from what I can tell. So this first one here, this is from Southern Tier Brewing Company. It's a seasonal release, obviously. Where are these guys from? They are from Lakewood, New York. That's pretty cool to have an opposite coast beer all the way out here. Happy to try this. This is my first time trying this beer as well. I'm pretty excited. Okay, this is the glass I need for it. Let's give it a good pour with that logo out. Very nice. Stick back there. Cool. Oh, we gotta get these caps on, lest we spill. There we go. Okay. So for an Imperial, it's still not even as dark as the Elysian Night Owl. So there's that. You don't. It seems very, very thin. The head dissipated very, very quickly. Let's see what we got aromatic-wise. So this one seems sort of herby. Interesting. It's like, it's pumpkin-y, but it's kind of like weird, like an herbal fucking scent, and then kind of nutty as well. And a lot of these should be going for that nutty flavor to complement the pumpkin flavor, in my opinion, but they don't normally do that. So let's see what this one does. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's like a candy. That's extremely sugary. You would have never thought by the nose that it was that sweet. Especially, here, let's see. What is this one at? It's an Imperial Ale, so it is at 8.6%. This bad boy is very heavy, very dangerous. If you like sweet stuff, I would say something like Belching Beaver's Peanut Butter Stout this could be dangerous. It's definitely very good. In similar regards to the Shipyard Pumpkinhead flavor profile, this one is very, very strong on the pumpkin, and it's like a sweetened pumpkin, but it's not quite as, you know, when something is just too sugary and it starts to taste bad, it has that weird funky taste. I kind of find that that is in the Shipyard when I drink it for the first time of the year, and it kind of wears off the more I drink it, you know, throughout the season. But this one, I would say, is just as sweet, if not sweeter than the Shipyard. But it doesn't have that, like, caked on too much sugar taste. And, like, it's not very dark. I don't, you know, for an Imperial, if this is 8.6%, this is all business. Like, there's no extra bullshit going into this beer from what it seems. And, yeah, it's it's pretty good. I would say drinkability-wise, because you can definitely feel the alcohol content as it goes down. It does have a slight burn in comparison to these other ones, it being an Imperial. So I would say this runs right at like a 7.5. You know, all around. Drinkability, I think you could get a few of these down, and with these, it's like that's all you're gonna need, maybe 2 or 3. And it's pretty damn delicious. Like, I wouldn't drink this all the time, I don't think, but you're at a Halloween party or any sort of seasonal event, and this pumpkin beer's around, and it happens to be a Southern tier, hey, go for it. This is pretty damn good. I enjoy it. 7.5 to 8 is what I rate this one. Very good. All right, let me get a little water. All right. We're gonna soldier on, guys. This is a lot of fun, but it's already starting to catch up with me. Luckily, we're like halfway done or so. Yeah, a little more than halfway. See, I planned to have some help tonight, but things didn't come through, so I'm doing this alone. But I didn't plan to do this alone. I was going to drink about roughly half of what I've been drinking for this video instead. But we're having a good time. It's all good. Do some smaller pours and pace myself for the rest of the night. It's really just the speed at which I'm drinking that's making me nauseous. Alright, smaller pour. Leave it a little extra play for later. Alright, let's get the bubbles to kind of go away here so you guys can see the color. It's a nice light red, interesting color. And this is the Elysian Great Pumpkin, Imperial Pumpkin Ale. What does this one come to? 8.4. 0.2% less alcohol. I'll tell you guys, I'm struggling. We're going to get through this together. Okay. So, I've drank quite a bit of this one as well. I can already tell you that I'm going to prefer it to the Southern Tier Imperial Pumpkin Ale. But I think that people that enjoy sweeter things would enjoy the Southern Tier more. Because this beer is really thick. And even though the head like disappeared, it is much thicker than the Southern Tier Imperial Pumpkin Ale. And honestly, I'm probably not even going to be able to finish this glass if I want to, finish this video. So I'm just going to give it a nice little taste here in a second. I'm kind of just building up the morale again, guys. That's the thing with these really sugary beers, guys. You know, speed is not your friend. So I must put it out there that if you go out looking for these seasonal style beers, that you don't drink them like you would your traditional light beer. They will definitely put your dick in the dirt and show you who's fucking boss. And yeah, don't fuck with them lightly. So let's get into this Elysian, the Great Pumpkin Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Oh, it smells so good that, like, it made me feel better. So this one's got like a really, really perfect cinnamon profile. This tastes like pumpkin pie, like as close to pumpkin pie as any of these have tasted so far. This is just a really, really well balanced but sweet beer. The pumpkin taste is there. I would say that it's not necessarily overshadowed by the cinnamon, but certainly outweighed slightly. You've got some of your, you know, allspice, pumpkin spice, and nutmeg, and everything else in there. Like, it's a very balanced brew. I actually prefer it to the traditional pumpkin ale Night Owl. All I can say is drinkability. This thing is like a 9. This is like as perfect of a pumpkin ale as you can get, in my opinion, besides Buffalo Bill's regular pumpkin ale that I'm so fond of. But unfortunately I wasn't able to find any of that, so I can't compare it tonight side by side. But Elysian Great Pumpkin Imperial Pumpkin Ale, quite good. 8.5 to 9, I would say, is my rating for this one. It's quite good. Also, I think the only reason I'm all fucked up right now, I never really talk this much when I drink this quickly either, so I think that might be a contributing factor. Alright, next up we have another Elysian. There's 4 different Elysian beers that come in that pumpkin pack. This is the third that we've tried so far. And I've been drinking this one pretty heavy as well this month. Like I said, I had quite a few of these pumpkin packs from Elysian. Just do a nice tiny pour there. It's not too much. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is a pumpkin stout. This bad boy is dark, quite dark. And it's got a good head. It's definitely a little thick. You can see most stouts are. Doesn't really have that crazy, you know, bubble effect as it fizzes like a lot of stouts do. But this is still very, very, very good. I've, like I said, had quite a few of these this month. Let's see what it does. I'm not really going to be comparing it against these more traditional styles. Just going to kind of give a flavor profile kind of review of its own. So it's quite dark. Right off the bat, it's a very true stout. It's kind of got that American stout, similar to like Old Number 38 by North Coast. And then just like the slightest pumpkin flavor. I detect almost no spices. I don't know if any spices were used. You know, when it comes to a stout, I'm not really sure what the brewers are putting in this particular beer, because it's not the same style as a traditional ale like all these other ones, and I'm just not sure what they're putting in it. All I know is that this is pretty much a traditional, really robust stout with very, very minimal pumpkin flavorings. So, like this other one here, this Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale, very minimal pumpkin stuff, you know, pumpkin flavoring and spice flavoring, and more so just about what style of beer it is, which is a stout. So if you're a stout person, you know, if you happen to find one of these Dark of the Moons, perfect for this time of the year, you know, like I don't think that it'll put you off. If you're a stout drinker, it's sure to please. I would give this one easily an 8. It's pretty damn good, like as far as stouts are concerned, and you know, trying to consider the pumpkin elements into the equation, I would say it's definitely an 8. Tastes good. That one made me feel better too. Okay. both Elysian caps. Let's get them back on. Okay, got a few left, guys. One more Elysian here. This one is the Elysian Pumpkin. It's a pumpkin coffee ale, and I found this a few years ago in a tall bottle at not a gas station, a liquor store on the eastern side of my town where I live. And I think I found like 3 tall bottles of it, honestly, and held on to them for a while. And it was pretty wild. Gotta say, I don't think I was a fan quite at first, but over the years, this one has kind of grown on me. It's very similar to the Dark of the Moon, but instead of the stout flavoring, which there is some of the stout flavoring I feel like present in this one's flavor profile, but it's just not quite the same. It's much more like coffee house. It's definitely much more focused on the coffee from what I remember. And I do believe that the pumpkin elements are going to be a little stronger as well. So I'm going to get a little more water, and then let's give this thing a taste. Alright. As you can see, it's quite a dark one. Not quite as pitch black dark as that stout, though. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's definitely like straight coffee on the aromatics, like nothing else. No pumpkin, no sugar, no cinnamon, no nothing. It's literally just smells like coffee. And it very well, if the head bubbled off, probably could be mistaken as coffee as well. So let's see what it goes. How it goes. Yeah, see, this is like a vanilla coffee with like the tiniest little pumpkin flavoring. Like this is creamy. It's like, it's coffee, but it's got a creamy flavor. It's got a creamy vanilla flavor that kind of just washes over the whole thing. And the pumpkin is just like so minuscule, but it's good. It's like the way I make my coffee in the morning, honestly. Like, I'm a big black coffee drinker, so I don't put a lot of anything. I put like a tiny dash of some almond milk with a hint of honey or something, and then like a teensy little bit of some pumpkin spice, like almond creamer, so I can get that nutty element. It's very similar to this beer, except this will get you fucked up. This one is pretty dark, so I imagine that it's pretty heavy as well. Let's see what we got for this one. This bad boy is 6%. So you're looking at the same alcohol percentage as, like, say, King Cobra, you know? Except it doesn't taste like Golden Bum's piss. So, easily one of the most drinkable dark beers seasonally. This is much more drinkable, in my opinion, than the Dark of the Moon. The creamy vanilla flavor in this is like not overpowering, and it's not like as thick as you would imagine, especially for a coffee ale like this. Like, it just is very, very, very smooth and easy to drink, and I would easily give this one a 9. It's fantastic. Okay. Almost there, guys. Got 2 more. And I kind of want to switch up the order here. We're going to do this. This one is the cider. We're going to do it last because it's obviously like a whole different thing. And we're going to go on to this New Belgium, Atomic Pumpkin. This is a pumpkin ale with habanero peppers. And I think it's kind of high on alcohol content too, though I can't really find. There it is, 6.4. It is quite high. So I've had this one before too. I'm a big New Belgium fan as well. My boy Brett in Brain Eater is also a big New Belgium fan, and he bought me like a couple of these this year. I don't know if I actually got them from him, but it's all good. I've been buying this beer for a few years now, and I really enjoy it. It's got a crazy ass head. This can is well carbonated. All right, I really enjoy this. I should have not poured so much because this is very spicy from what I remember. But if we can get the bubbles to clear up, we've got that really nice, like, blood orange, red, pink sort of color going on with this one. And these come really fresh in the can. It just tastes so damn good. I feel like the pumpkin elements aren't going to be as strong in this one, and it's really going to be like the pepper that's the star, but let's see how it goes. Very good stuff. Always happy to have some new Belgian goodness. Yeah. Okay. So this one, very minimal pumpkin flavor. It's there. Like, it's a little stronger than some of the, least pumpkin-y ones from this whole review. And the spice is there a little too. It's also very minute.